What's going on, everybody? Jason Stone here, and welcome to the webinar. The webinar that's going to teach you how to build a very profitable Amazon business, and it's taught to you by none other than Jay. Jay, I want to introduce him right now just to give him the credibility that he deserves. Jay's been doing this for 10 years. Guy makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a day selling products on Amazon, and it's all because he focused on one revenue stream, one business model, and that was Amazon, and leveraging the power of the world's biggest online retailer. Now, guys, this is where all the traffic is. The traffic is on Amazon. Back when I got started, I've been doing e-commerce my whole life. 15 years ago, I started my first business, and I utilized eBay. eBay was where it's at. eBay was where all the traffic's at, and that's where I've made millions. Now Amazon's here, and I'm learning from Jay as well. Jay is he has a lot of students, and I'm one of his students, and he's helped me with questions that I've had throughout my journey of what Jay does is he shortens your time frame and he shortens your learning curve to getting started. You can do this on your own. You can go out and watch thousands of YouTube videos, waste a bunch of time, but this is going to give you, Jay's going to give you step-by-step introduction procedures to follow of how to get started with very little money, even zero money, how to get started to scaling up that business to a full-time income, if that's what you want to do. So guys, if you want to, just dabble a little bit, learn Amazon as a side hustle, this is for you. So be sure to stay to the end of the webinar. We have a few surprises for you. It's a lot going on in this webinar, so be sure to take notes. Stick with us to the end. We'll have some surprises at the end, and you're gonna learn a lot, guys. So prepare, turn your phone off, get your notepad out, your pen, your paper, and welcome to the webinar.
Thanks for that, Jason. All right, what's up, everybody? Jay here, the founder of The Kaching Effect, and on behalf of myself, Jason Stone, and the entire family here at The Kaching Effect, we welcome you to this training today. Now, before we kick things off, I just want to make sure we are all on the same page and that you can see the slide on the screen and hear my voice okay. So if you can see and hear me, then please let me know by typing in the number 7 in the chat box. I just want to double check the video and the audio is working properly before we get started. All right, good. I'm seeing a lot of number 7s here. Now, our focus today is how to start a real profitable business selling on Amazon. And in my mind, there's no easier, better, more reliable, or more powerful way to make money online than selling on Amazon. So if that sounds good to you, then say hell yeah as we begin, all right? Now, I want to be very respectful of your time here today, and I want to get right to the point and right into delivering this training for you guys, because I've got some awesome stuff to teach you today so that you can really start your very own Amazon business and start making things happen. So my goal for you today is to provide you everything you need so that you can start your own Amazon business immediately. Even if you have never done anything like this before, even if you have no special skills or experience, and how to do it all with just a computer and an internet connection. I am not kidding around when I say to you that this training is the real deal. The strategies and methods that you're about to discover are the exact same strategies that I use to start, build, and grow my own Amazon business to doing over $18 million per year. And not only that, but these methods completely changed my life. So as far as the training goes today, I want to set expectations very early. I'm going to give you very specific, actionable items that you can do at the end of this webinar. So you can then put them into action and you can become successful as a result of just what you hear from me today. I'll be very specific, so I recommend that you pay very close attention, take as many notes as you can, and stay until the very end. Just because we'll be specific doesn't mean we won't be thorough. We're not going to be here a whole long time today, but we're going to make sure we cover enough stuff in depth so you have a full picture, even if this is all brand new to you. Does that sound good? Yes? All right. Now, I do go fast because I discovered that in order to keep your attention and keep you interested and excited about this opportunity, which I believe is my obligation to do, so because I know this could be life-changing for you, we're going to be covering a lot of material in the very little amount of time I have for you today. Is that okay with you? Because I'm going to be challenging you on certain things, because here's the reality, right? The status quo of where you are right now is a result of you not challenging certain issues in your life. And you saying that is good enough or this is good enough. But if you're not getting the results that you really want, then good enough isn't actually good enough. So I'm going to be challenging you on some of those issues today to hopefully create some breakthroughs for you. And I will be insightful into the whole money-making process online, the approach and why things work the way they work, so you can have the proper context. But the number one expectation I want to hopefully achieve today is profitability. Now, every single time I've done this training or similar trainings to this, and this, by the way, is the newest training I have ever done. This is brand spanking new. This is the most up-to-date version of my Amazon training. And every single time I've done it, there's been at least one new millionaire created as a result. Would you like that to be you? Well, that's my goal today, to make it possible for you to achieve that. Now, the basis of this training is as follows. I have mulled over and thought about your problems religiously and obsessively. I thought about your challenges all day and all night for many years. So not just the last year, but many years. The reason I do this is because I feel if I understand these challenges and problems you face when it comes to financial freedom and wealth getting, then if I know these struggles even better than you know them, then maybe, just maybe, I can provide you better solutions to make that money you want to make that you could get anywhere else. And the conclusion is that if we can do that, then you can finally achieve the success you've been waiting for your whole life. And here's the thing. What you don't realize is that you guys are in a much better position to start and profit from Amazon than I ever was. In fact, there has never been a better time in history to profit from Amazon than there is right now. And here's the huge reason why. Traditional retail is dying. In fact, it's almost dead. Now, I know to most of you that will sound far-fetched, crazy, and even unbelievable. But let's just look at the cold, hard evidence here. In just the last 2 years alone, some of the biggest retailers in the industry have filed for bankruptcy, and many more are closing stores left, right, and center. I'm talking massive names like Brookstone, Toys R Us, Aerosols, Claire's, Vitamin World, Rockport, The Walking Company, True Religion, Nine West, Gymboree, Radio Shack, BCBG, all bankrupt. And the list goes on and on. Now, those are just examples of the retail stores that have pretty much said, okay, we give up, we're throwing in the towel, and then actually filed for bankruptcy. Now, let's talk about the retailers that have already closed stores and are also in the process of closing even more. Abercrombie & Fitch, 60 stores. GNC, 200 stores. Kmart, 188 stores. The Gap, 200 stores. Foot Locker, 147 stores. Michael Kors, 125 stores. GameStop, 150 stores. Best Buy, 250 stores. Macy's, 120 stores. American Apparel, 110 stores. And finally, Crocs, 160 stores. Now, those retail stores are only just a handful of stores I have taken from a huge list. And as of right now, that list has grown at a very, very, very fast rate. Industry experts are going everywhere on the record all over the world and telling us to expect a lot more store closures and job losses to come. This is a very scary time if you're not on the internet selling. Meanwhile, one retailer has constantly been on the rise. Their sales are getting higher and higher. Their profits are getting bigger and bigger and are developing into a force that nobody can compete with. This retailer was also one of the only retailers in the world that continued to grow and profit during the last recession. If you haven't guessed already, the company is
on Amazon, essentially.
So why is that so scary? Because when Amazon enters a market, it hits like a bomb.
Shares of networking stocks falling right now following reports that Amazon Web Services is considering selling its own networking switches.
You see Walgreens is down on this, CVS Health.
Morgan Stanley downgrades both of these based on their expectation that Amazon is going to start competing with.
There's a saying in Silicon Valley among entrepreneurs that the secret to a long, happy life is not to compete with Amazon.
Yep, that's right, Amazon. Amazon has secured its place as the most valuable company in the world, and the CEO, Jeff Bezos, is also not just the wealthiest person on the planet, but the wealthiest person to have ever lived. How crazy is that? I mean, there's always been that tag for, the richest person, the richest guy or girl in the world like Bill Gates had, but nobody has ever had the tag Jeff Bezos has as the richest man in history to have ever lived. And it's all because of Amazon. But here's the thing. Amazon is still expanding at an extremely fast rate and are shaking up almost every single industry as we know it, and nobody can really compete, keep up, or stop them. So what do you do if you can't compete with Amazon or stop them. You join them so you too can profit, grow, and dominate with them. Just like myself and thousands of others have done, what you see here on the screen right now is a screenshot of one of my record-breaking months on Amazon last year, where I made £890,771.08 in just 30 days selling on Amazon. So in US dollars, that's about $1.1 million in just 1 month. Just because I joined the unstoppable machine that I call Amazon and started selling on their platform. So you're probably thinking, all right, Jay, that sounds pretty big, but just how big? Well, 80% of customers in the US purchase from Amazon at least once a month. 90% of people online always check Amazon for a product, even if they found it anywhere else. 49.1% of all online shoppers go directly to Amazon for their products. 3 out of 4 smartphones, okay, so 3 out of 4 smartphones have the Amazon app installed on it. They sell and ship 600 items every single second. Let's just pause and let that sink in. Yes, second, not minutes, not hours, and not days. But every single second they ship on average 600 items, which is mind-blowing. And as of 2018, last year, it officially became a $1 trillion company. I still get shocked when people think Amazon is already big and it can't grow anymore. I have news for every single one of you who think that. Amazon's just getting started, especially when it comes to growth. They're going to grow into something that no other company in the world has managed to achieve. They are already a $1 trillion company. They have reinvented the way things are done. Now, let me be upfront and brutally honest with you. If you're wanting to make money online right now and you're not going to leverage Amazon's Prime members and the hundreds of millions of shoppers they bring in daily, their patented one-click buying technology, their super user-friendly mobile interface, which remember is vital because more than 80% of all sales online occur from a mobile device in this day and age, and of course, the huge trust factor they bring to the table. I mean, everybody who shops online knows and trusts Amazon. That's going to be extremely difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. In fact, it's damn right foolish to even attempt to make money online if you're not using these. Amazon just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. And the opportunity is now better than it's ever been before. And as promised, I'm here to help you profit and cash in on it. Well, me and my 2 friends, Real Vlog, Stella and Coco, of course. Now, that picture you see there was actually taken last year when I was personally invited to Amazon's Ireland offices for the very first time, which was a huge honor for me. But just in case anybody would thought, why the hell is Jay pointing at some random building sign? It's because that was the Amazon offices, all right? Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that with a push of a button, you can become super rich and cruise through the process of building an Amazon business that generates you a predictable income overnight. Because in reality, there is going to be some challenges along the way. And anyone that has ever told you it's easy to get rich is either selling you something, lying to you, or because they themselves aren't actually bloody rich. In reality, it's a challenge to get rich. And that's why for most people in America, when they hit the age for retirement, they can't even retire because by the age of 63, the average person in America is already in so much debt that if they stop working, they would go bankrupt. Now, there are obstacles that get in your way to financial freedom, okay? So let's just bring out these elephants in the room right away so we can focus on the training. And let's suggest them for what they really are. Money, a common obstacle and the old misconception that it takes money to make money. Take Francisco, for example, who started with us a few years ago. Money was a huge deal for him. He was married, he had a 4-year-old daughter, he worked full-time as a chef. He was on okay money, but in reality, he was just making ends meet to pay the bills. So the question was, how can you earn enough extra money so that you can set it aside to start a new income stream, offline or online? It's just a challenge. That's all it is. So here are the 2 things you need to understand. There is making money and there is making excuses. You need to pick one because you can't do both. You either do one really well or the other really well. So instead of using the excuse of money, and in reality, that's all it really is, because if I used the excuse of money to make money, I would still be broke, depressed, and lost. So Francisco didn't use the excuse, I don't have enough money. Francisco said, I will figure out a way to get the money to let me get in. And in the end, he did. It changed his life and the rest is history. Okay? Time. This is a big one. So when Paul started with us here, he managed to create a 6-figure income in 4 weeks from the time his product went live on Amazon. Now, here's what I find more interesting in these figures that he's getting, is that what he said. He said, I could only ever work on my Amazon business a couple of hours a week because of my job. How many of you would like to, well, not really do anything at first other than spend only just a couple of hours a week on it because you have a full-time job or whatever you got going on, and then your product goes live 4 weeks later, boom, you have an extra $12,000 a month coming into your bank. That's what's possible on Amazon because of how enormous it is and how ripe the opportunity is. Okay, so time is either an excuse where you say to yourself, I don't have enough time, or time is, I will find a way or I will make time to make this work. But that's a decision only you can make. You will have to make it because you've now seen that it's possible to make this Amazon business work with the least amount of time. Ability. This one right here has scared and cheated a lot of people out of having access because they automatically think, well, they aren't good enough or they aren't clever enough or they can't do that because they've never done that before, because they don't have the skills required, so they end up never ever trying it out. So really, your only challenge here is your self-esteem more than anything. Because if you look at Greg here, he was doing the opposite and felt he could do it all on his own. When it comes to Amazon these days, so many people think that they can cut corners, use secret weapons, find that product and use all these random tools, watch YouTube videos, use Google to find answers and buy cheap $400 courses. I'm telling you right now, you cannot. You cannot do that. When it comes to these so-called special tools, it is dangerous, not worth doing, and certainly not worth recommending as it can get you banned from selling on Amazon for good. Now, Greg started on Amazon to do what most people do by going to YouTube, Google, and buying these cheap courses that all say the same generic things on how to build an Amazon business and how to pick a product and so on, because they believe making a good financial commitment to learning how to do it the right way is a waste of money. So he starts off doing it the wrong way, and then all of a sudden he starts doing it the right way through us, and now he's earning just shy of $1 million a year and bringing in $80,000 per month for his family. So when it comes to ability in Amazon, you're not having to build the first spacecraft to go to Mars and back. This is as easy as learning how your own phone works, and if you know how your phone works, then well done, you already have the ability and the know-how to be able to build an Amazon business. Fear. Listen, it's inevitable you will screw up at some point along the way and get things wrong. Then you'll later look back and go, oh, how on earth did I make such a stupid mistake? But here's the thing. Unlike any other business opportunity out there, where it's literally like you're walking on the edge of a cliff and if you make one mistake, you fall, you die, and it's pretty much game over, okay? But with Amazon, it's nothing like that at all. You can screw up as much as you want on Amazon and still do pretty well. In fact, better than well. Take a look at Devin here. She was hesitant, scared, and all second-guessing herself, yet despite all that, she's pulling off $20,000 per month on Amazon. So fear needs to put at the door where it belongs. Confusion. So a lot of people have this wrong information when it comes to selling Amazon. And as an opportunity, it creates a lot of confusion. They say, well, Jay, I'm from Brazil. I can't do this. Or, Jay, I'm in New Zealand right now. I don't know where to get my product. Well, remember Paul, who we just spoke about when it came to the time obstacle? Well, he is Australian, and it didn't stop him doing it from there, and while working a full-time job as well. He also gets his products from China and is selling them on Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, Amazon Italy, and Amazon France. He's doing all of this in all these different countries simply from his computer. So if you have an internet connection, you can do this. So there's a lot of confusion on what will work on Amazon and what won't work on Amazon. So don't worry, I get where you're coming from because it's hard to see the future when you're confused because it creates that, that cloudiness in your head. Chris here had the exact same problem, but he got access to my step-by-step process and ended up hitting over just $1 million in his first full year selling on Amazon. So I will clear all this confusion up for you today on this training. And by the time you finish this training today, you will understand why this business is unlike anything else out there and why your likelihood of success with an Amazon business is unlike anything you've ever tried or ever will try in the future. So when I said it's not only a game changer, but a life changer, I meant it. And all you have to do is follow my process. And guys, it is a lot easier than you think. So my simple 4-step process goes like this. Step 1, you select the product. Step 2, you source it. Step 3, you list it on Amazon. And then finally, the 4th step is launching it. Now, that's the only 4 things you need to do to make money on Amazon. Now, obviously, there's a lot of details in between those 4 things. Things like, how certain products do better than other products, how to source products very quickly and inexpensively versus sourcing them very slowly and very expensively. You could list your product on Amazon, the same as, 99.9% of sellers on Amazon do right now, i.e. the YouTube watchers and the Googlers, and get below average results. Or you can do it the way I figured out how to do it and get above average results. And then finally, you have got launching. This is, your grand opening of your product. And there is a way to do it with the X factor and excitement. And then there's a way to do it, well, nobody knows you even exist, okay? If you can follow those 4 steps, those 4 things, and access the details in between them, then you will reap the rewards from it and you will get that financial freedom you've always wanted. So that is the what. Who is the who? I am the who. For those of you who don't know me already or follow my social media channels, my name is Jay and I am the founder of The Ka-Ching Effect and I will be your webinar host today. I have been a lot of things in my life. I am the father to 2 amazing French bulldogs and yes, I treat them like children. I am absolutely ridiculous with them. But everywhere I go, they come with me. They're in the office with me. In fact, they're in the office with me right now. In the car with me. They travel with me. They fly with me. They come on vacations with me. You get where I'm going with this. I am super attached to my baby girls. This here is Stella, who's the eldest of the 2. She's very lazy, loves to just nap all day. And as you can see, when she finally wakes up from sleeping for most of the day, she loves to use the pool to go for a little bit of surfing. Okay, actually, I'll be honest, she absolutely hated at that surfboard, but it was a cool picture, so I had to take it. This is Coco. She's, of course, the youngest, and we can still, we kind of still call her puppy, even though she isn't really a puppy anymore. She is the complete and utter opposite of Stella, and frankly, she's a little nuts, but she's a bundle of energy. Now, I'm not academic. I am definitely not book smart, and I didn't go to university. Well, actually, no, let me rephrase that. I couldn't get into university. So I ended up in the construction industry just like everyone in my family did because that's what my dad did and his dad before him did. And I eventually ended up building my own small construction company. So those pictures you see there are kind of like action shots of my small team. And, it was one of our first ever roofing jobs. Now, at the time, everything felt like it was going right until my accountant informed me that actually the business was hemorrhaging money, which I then later found out was because the people who were working for me were also stealing from me. So the guys you see on the screen there were the ones stealing all the materials we were buying so they could use them on their own private jobs after hours. And those private jobs were also for clients they had stole from my business. But by the time I found out, it was too late. I had so many bills due. I had merchants like MKM, Travis Perkins, Juicens, due a huge amount of money, all from the materials that had been purchased. It all just came crashing down. And the business was eventually put into liquidation. I would say at that point, I was going through what I would say one of the darkest periods of my life was. I had lost my job, my income, my first business was an absolute failure. It got liquidated. It's not even put into administration, just liquidated. The letter you see there on the screen was a copy of the exact report to creditors that the liquidators gave to pretty much everyone, adding to the humiliation. I was left with nothing. I had zero money to my name. The whole idea of saving for a rainy day fund never really occurred to me because, to be honest, I never thought it would happen. So I had to move back in with my parents, and all that was left in my name was an old storage unit full of junk from my old construction site jobs, which, truth be told, I don't think I was ever actually allowed to keep that stuff. And I'll be brutally honest, I was depressed, I was embarrassed, and I felt completely, humiliated. I would even go out and see my friends because I completely lost my confidence. One of the worst parts for me was telling my girlfriend at the time, who, by the way, is now my wife, that we had to move back and live with my parents because I couldn't even afford to put a roof over our heads or even put bread on the table. She was also still studying at a local college and could barely get by herself, let alone try and help me. So that picture you see there is the exact contents I had in my storage unit. That was everything I had left in my name. It's not painful looking back at it now because I actually got a huge buzz and a tremendous amount of motivation from it. In fact, I actually have a picture of that storage unit in every one of my offices on the wall because it reminds me of what happened, but also how it all began. But also at the time, it obviously wasn't motivating. It led to some very dark days where I didn't even want to get out of my bed. But now it's the complete opposite. So after spending a lot of time feeling sorry for myself, I picked myself up, started selling absolutely everything I had in that storage unit and everything in my apartment I had to move out of. Truth be told, I could not believe people were buying the stuff in that storage unit because it was a heap of absolute junk. I started selling platforms like Gumtree, Craigslist, and eBay, and I started making that good amount of money from it. I was like, oh, I could turn this into a proper business. So I then started going to all these auctions that were happening around different parts of Scotland, similar auctions that would have happened to my office stuff when I got liquidated, I have to fire sale it all. So for example, I would go to one of these auctions and I bought this brand new gym equipment for a very low price. And then I would go and sell it on Gumtree and eBay for profit. So one of the best items I ever bought from one of these auctions was the Reebok stepper, as you can see in the middle picture above. I bought each stepper for £4 and sold them on eBay and Gumtree for £47. Same goes with the Technogym stepper you see there, but in this case, I didn't sell them online. I actually found a local gym here in Scotland and they bought the whole thing in bulk. So everything was going great. The only problem at the time was it required way too much effort. It was way too much of my own time and I didn't have anywhere to keep storing all this inventory. But little did I know at the time, it was all about to come to an end. Introducing Lazy Sue. Believe it or not, this table right here changed my entire life. Unknown to me at the time, obviously, but I was actually attending my last ever auction. I turned up to this auction in Scotland and I set my eyes on these tables you see right here in this picture. Now, this picture is just some of the Lazy Sue tables I purchased and were in my parents' garage after they got delivered from the auction. Anyway, I was at the auction, I googled these tables on my phone, and I noticed they were retailing for £120 and £200 each. And at that auction, I could get them for £20 per table. The inexperienced and greedy me just saw all this profit flash in front of my eyes, and I purchased every single one of these with all the money I had made to date without even thinking about it. However, what I didn't realize until after I purchased them was just how difficult they were to sell. I couldn't sell them on Gumtree or Craigslist because nobody wanted to pick up such a huge item or pay for delivery. eBay was just as bad because the delivery costs were eating into my profit, and the type of customers on eBay were just not really that interested in buying a big Lazy Sue picnic table. It felt like it was all happening again. It was all going in the right direction, then boom, all falls apart. I literally put everything I made from my new little venture and selling off all the contents into buying a ridiculous amount of these Lazy Sue picnic tables. I was stuck and I had no idea what to do. On top of that, I was taking up so much storage in my parents' garage, I still had more tables being stored at the auction warehouse and they were charging me every day I didn't pick them up. So I started Googling all these places I could store all these tables for a temporary solution until I could sell them, and what popped up changed my life. Amazon FBA. Long story short, I clicked on the link, I started reading up on it, and then I spoke to someone about Amazon, and what they said was remarkable. They told me exactly what Amazon can do for me, and it started with me listing my product on their website. Then they would arrange UPS to pick up my products and then take them to the Amazon warehouse where they would store them, and once they sold, they would ship them directly to the customer. I had literally no other options, so I had to go for it. I had no choice. So I did. I went for it. 2 days later, UPS turned up to my parents' house, loaded the tables into the van, and drove off. A few days later, I checked Amazon, and they were live on their site. Within 2 weeks, every single table had sold. I even raised the price to £300 per table for the last batch, and they all still sold out as well. I was genuinely shocked. That is when I realized this is something huge. I felt this, without a doubt, was my biggest opportunity to become a millionaire. What started as a huge hurdle turned out, to lead me to the biggest opportunity of our era. So I did the buy low, sell high method on Amazon for a while, like a form of retail arbitrage. But I was still not making anywhere near the amount of money I wanted to make. Don't get me wrong, it was still good money, but I started to realize I would need an even bigger selection of products to make that amount of money. And I also was still at the mercy of the people who owned those branded products. So after non-stop research, I attended a conference on e-commerce. And to this day, I wish I knew this person's name and got his contact details, because I would tell everyone right now, this very moment, he was the person who made me a multi-millionaire. Because at that conference, we were sitting next to each other and he asked me, what do I do in the e-commerce space? And after speaking with him and kind of telling him my arbitrage model, he told me, mate, you're doing it all wrong. You need to get into private label. That's the future, and that's where the real money's at. I ended up going back home, researching about private label non-stop, like a lunatic. And through a lot of trial and error and a hell of a lot of lost money, I cracked the Amazon private label model. That original fascination of making money online eventually turned into a full-blown obsession with making money online. I was hooked when it came to Amazon. This picture right here is a screenshot of some of the very first deposits Amazon ever made into my bank account. Fast forward a few years later, and I was a millionaire. A cash millionaire. Then a couple of years after that is when things really started getting going. I was a multi-millionaire. Now, I tell you this because I want to let you know I have tried it all, and nothing beats the Amazon model. If you're wanting to get into the online world and make real money, then nothing beats Amazon and the select, source, list, and launch process. And this exact process can be done from anywhere in the world. You see, Amazon already does everything for you. They store the products in their warehouses for you. They pick, pack, and ship, and even provide amazing customer support for all your orders so you don't have to. Amazon also pays you directly into your bank account. I want you to get addicted to seeing these turn up in your inbox. I want you to get addicted to when you click on one of those emails, you see ones like this I have here, 80,142 in the 8th, 53,551 in the 11th, 37,189 in the 14th, 73,091 in the 16th. That is almost $250,000 in cash from one Amazon seller account. The process begins with picking the right product. Would you like to know what you need to find products that practically sell themselves on Amazon? If you do, then you need to understand how vital and important this first step is. You see, the more demand your product has, the easier it is to sell in spite of yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've got somebody started on Amazon, and after they reach their first bit of success on Amazon, they say, Jay, I'm not really sure how I did it. Well, I'll tell you how, and a lot of that has to do with demand. I'm going to explore what demand looks like later. Competition. The more demand and the less competition, the quicker you can profit. Now listen to me, and listen very carefully and very closely. I've had people brand new come in who had no idea they were getting to such competitive markets, and their lack of experience was their best benefit. Because they walked in not knowing they weren't supposed to compete in these marketplaces and then end up building multi-million-dollar Amazon businesses. They had no clue that it was too competitive. I love when that happens. Screw competition. The only competition in your life is yourself. You need to be the best that you can be. But, in reality, competition isn't really a threat, but the less there is initially when you get started, the quicker you can start making money, all right? Now, let's be very clear about one thing. This is not a race. Whether it takes you 2 days or 2 months or even 2 years to become a millionaire, you are still a millionaire at the end of the day. So let's do things right and let's do things smart. Reward is great, but risk is much more important to me. Why? You always minimize risk before you maximize reward. The less competition, the quicker you can make money. It's just a concept when it comes to product selection. Beyond that, though, it's just simple math. More demand, less supply, and do the numbers work? Do you make more than you spend? That's the name of the game. This is a great example of this. Picking a product with just the right amount of demand, with just the right amount of competition, and making more than what you pay for the product for each sale you make. It is incredible what you can do with very little of any other understanding than just that. I will share the story behind this picture in a little bit because it's something special to me. It means a lot to me, and truth be told, it's certainly worth coming back to later on. Now, when it comes to product selection, what products should you sell on Amazon? That's the number one question everybody asks me. They say, Jay, I want to start making money with Amazon. What products can I sell, or what products should I sell? So before we get into the specifics of should you sell that type of product, or that type of product, or that type of product, there is a category that is the most important to start selling on, and that is called private labeling. What is private labeling? Private labeling is when somebody else creates and manufactures a product in their factory, laboratory, or facility, and they create it specifically for the sole purpose of somebody like you or me calling them up and saying, listen, I want this product, and I put my logo and my label on it. Once they do that, then congratulations, you now have your own private label product and your own brand. It's as easy as that. So these wild Alaskan salmon oil supplements for dogs can all be made from the exact same manufacturer, but because each one of them has their own brand, that means each of them will have their own unique listing on Amazon. Here's another example of private label, but in this case, it's not exactly a label, it's just what's printed on the product, which in this case is a portable power bank. By simply printing a different name on a product from a manufacturer that private labels allows you to have your own brand with its own unique listing that you can now sell on Amazon to make money. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just the wrapper, the logo, or the label on the product packaging and nothing else. Like in this example, these air purifying bags are pretty much the exact same, but the only difference is the label on the bag. All we need is a slight differentiation from a manufacturer to be put on our products, and there you go. Congratulations. You have your very own private label, your very own product, and your very own business or products you can sell on the internet. Now, I want you to say this out loud, and I do not care who hears it or if you feel personally silly saying it. I want you to say this right now. I have my own line of products that I sell on Amazon. Doesn't that feel good? I think one of the reasons people do so well with this Amazon opportunity is because unlike most of the other so-called online business opportunities that exist out there, where they can't actually really tell their friends and family, they would go, I have a blank, and they would look at them like, are you speaking the same language, man? Or they'd be like, that sounds like a scam. But when you say this, I have my own line of products that I sell on Amazon, you know what the most common response to that is? Oh, really? What do you sell? And sometimes it's, I might want to buy one. What is it? So we private label products because that opens up an insane amount of additional leverage on how we can make money on Amazon. In addition, we have to make money. We live in the real world. A great product that costs more to manufacture than what you actually make when you sell it just ain't going to cut it. It won't work. So we need products with enough profit in them so that every time we sell them, we put a big chunk of healthy cash in our own pockets. So we have a product that sells for $40, and every time it sells on Amazon, we put a $20 bill in our pocket. That's a 50% margin. So you say, Jay, where can I get these products? Or what products can I sell? Or what can I expect? Or where should I source these products so I can sell them on Amazon? I'm going to get to that. But first, I want to show you some of the results we've been getting. So Sam and his wife have a 54% profit margin. That's on $6,820.92 in sales in one day. Not week, not month, not year, but just one day. So you say, Jay, $6,800 per day. How much does Sam take home? He takes home in his pocket over $3,600 per day. That's around $111,000 per month, which is $1.3 million in profit that he takes home for his family in just 1 year with one product. He's now adding a second and looking to double that. Last time I spoke with Dane in the private Facebook group, he said his profit margin was currently at 48% and was looking to improve on it. So in this instance, he was currently making around $20,000 per month in profit on average based on his monthly sales of $41,510, which is around $250,000 each year that he would get to take home in his pocket. However, he says that he had his record day, which was $3,245. So if that continued, he'd be making almost triple that and hitting near the $1 million mark. So actually, you know what? Thinking about it, Dane even taking home $1,500 a day in profit in less than 1 day is more than what most people get in a whole month from working 8-hour shifts every single day. And also, I can guarantee when he had that record day, he probably wasn't absolutely doing anything. So Sterling is another one. Before Amazon, he tried so-called other business opportunities, including affiliate marketing and forex trading, and they all failed. He tried one more time because of his friend, this time with a real business opportunity on Amazon, and he hit over $1 million in sales in just 1 year. Well, just over 1 year. And his profit margin is 57%. That's $361,784.23 in profit in 15 months. So he took home, on average, $24,000 per month since starting his own Amazon business. So typically, we say between 45% and 50% profit margins. I see people do a lot more than 50% a lot of the times, and sometimes it's less than 45%, but that's okay. So when you look for products, you want products that every time you sell it for, say, $20, you put $10 in your pocket. If it sells for $40 on Amazon, then you put $20 in your pocket for every single time that product is sold. Now, the best products have the right amount of demand for you. Demand is relative. Write that down. My demand and your demand are completely different. Demand depends on what you want out of life today, this short term, or what you're aiming to get out of life in the long term. Use Francisco as an example. He said, it took me around 4 weeks to do $2,400 in sales. Then another 2 weeks to do $3,400 in sales. So as of today, I was hoping to reach $5,000. He then goes on to say, I set a goal when I started this new Amazon business to be earning an income of at least $2,200 per month after 12 weeks of doing this program. So I sat down and worked out to achieve this, I'd have to sell around 4 units per day. So Francisco picked a product that he thought to himself, if this thing only sells 4 units a day on a worst case scenario, I will still meet my goal of $2,200 per month. What an amazing approach. Picking products based on how much money you want to make. He didn't just hit his goal of $2,200, but the product he picked produced over $7,000 per month. So how do you measure demand so that you can get an idea if this product is actually going to sell, 3 units a day or 10 units a day or 20 units or 100, 500 and so on? Here's how you do this. And this is what makes Amazon so unique because there's almost no guesswork here. A lot of other companies like to hide their data and they like to trick you into believing something it is what it really isn't. Well, Amazon is nothing like that. Amazon is very open and very transparent. It starts with top level categories. Now, I recommend when you private label a product and sell on Amazon, you start in one of these 16 categories because I have made millions and I have created millionaires in each and every one of these categories. So I know for a fact they are fantastic categories to sell in. And in any one of these 16 categories, they rank each and every product from first to last and they're updated every single hour on Amazon. It's known as the best sellers rank, or as the cool kids call it, BSR for short. Now with this, I could tell you in the electronics category, or the toys category, or the babies category, in the last hour, who sold the most and who sold the least. I could tell you who sold the second most, the third most, the fourth most, the fifth most, and so on. So if I were to look at this listing, this product here is a digital meat thermometer, I could tell you that in the category of kitchen and dining, when I last looked at this listing, they were the 152nd best seller in kitchen and dining in that hour on Amazon. So if you have an idea of what that means, then you know how many units this thing is selling. 152nd in kitchen and dining on Amazon, you know what that is? That's at least 150 to 200 units per day. But these days, I would actually say around 300 units a day. That's a $2 million business with one single private label product. Okay, so this is how you would know products like this will have the ability to sell this much. Now, here's what I recommend. Now, again, my goals and your goals might be very different. I would pick a product based on the type of income stream you want to show up in your life. I like to make things very real and very specific because unclear targets do not get hit. Now, repeat that after me because it's so important to your success. Unclear targets do not get hit. So let me give you a specific target to hit. What's your dream car? Truth be told, I'm not really a car guy, but I've been fortunate enough to have driven some of the nicest cars around, and to be honest, I've owned my fair share of them. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'd be boring just seeing my supercharged Range Rover, as it's great for the dogs. So let's just say your car was the Audi R8. That was your dream car. Now, it might not be your favorite or dream car, but whatever your dream car is, let's just say your payment every single month for whatever beautiful vehicle you desire in your driveway or wherever you park is $1,464 per month, which right now is what an Audi R8 would cost per month on a lease. What type of products could easily meet that lease payment? So while doing the briefest amount of research, and I'll tell you a lot of success on Amazon these days is just having access to inside information, well-kept secret formulas, tools, software and intelligence, just most Amazon sellers don't know or ever get access to. So here's a software tool called Kaching Software Suite. Now, my team built this for my own personal Amazon businesses. It's a very expensive tool, but it was worth every single penny. Now, this is just one small function of this tool, but for example, I can just input a series of numbers and say, give me results for products that can meet my goals. So here's an insect repeller. And what's interesting about this product is that it sells for $35.99 on Amazon. And it's not even a 4-star rated product. It's rated below the average product on Amazon, which is 4.4 stars. It's only got 60 reviews and the best sellers rank is 2,183. Yet, the estimated sales on this insect repeller is 11 sales a day. That's a $381 a day in revenue. So let's assume a worst case 40% profit margin. That's $4,572 in profit that goes into your pocket each month for just one single private label product. That's a Now DR8 payment with $3,100 left over. What about these silicone wedding rings? I did not even know these existed, yet they have only 66 reviews and are selling them on Amazon for $14.87 and are averaging 26 unit sales per day. Now, what's amazing is the profit margin for this is on average 70%. That's $8,000 per month in profit for one tiny little private label product. Again, that's a Now DR8 payment with $6,500 left over in your pocket. Here's a hand sprayer. It's got 0 reviews, not 1, 0, and yet it's still selling 52 of them a day. People say to me all the time, Jay, do you not need a lot of reviews to make money on Amazon? No, not necessarily. When there's a lot of demand for a product and there's very few people selling it on Amazon, people don't put a lot of thought into their purchasing decisions. And if you're not sure of that, then I highly suggest you take a look at your own Amazon purchases right now, go into history, because I can almost guarantee there'll be at least 1 or 2 purchases in there that you just thought, oh, that looks cool, and you bought it without thinking. Just like these people do. It's also known in this game as an impulse buy, and we love impulse buyers. So, that 0 review hand sprinkler with a worst case scenario of 40% profit margin would give you $8,568 per month in profit. That's a Now DR8 payment and $7,100 left over in your pocket. Same goes with this silicone team fuser set. Only 51 reviews and it sells $378 of them a day. With a worst case profit margin of 40%, that's still giving you $4,536 in profit. That is an Now DR8 payment with $3,000 left over. Here's a watermelon slicer. Again, I did not know that is what people would want. I didn't even know there was a thing such as a watermelon slicer. Yet, there's clearly demand for it because it has a measly 17 reviews and it's selling a whopping 62 units of them every single day. That's $1,235 in sales per day of a random watermelon slicer. It's insane. So again, with a worst case profit margin of just 40%, that watermelon slicer is giving you an insane $14,820 in profit each and every single month. That's an Now DR8 payment with $13,000 left over in your pocket. And lastly, check out this chef rack. It's only got 10 reviews and its best sellers rank is a huge 22,556, and yet, despite all that, it still sells 4 units per day, every single day, and averages $180 per day in revenue. So again, with a worst case profit margin of just 40%, that would give you $2,184 in profit each month. That's your dream vehicle with $730 left over from one tiny Amazon product. Now, I like to think of each product as a stream of income. You know, Amazon doesn't say to you, oh, well, because you're new and we don't actually know who you are, we're only going to let you sell just one product for the first 5 years of your business. No. Amazon says, give me all the products you got. Amazon is the A to Z store. They want everything. And I mean everything. Right, you now say, okay, Jay, what about my dream home? Well, this is a pretty nice home. It's about 20 minutes away from one of my holiday homes in Golden Oak in Orlando, Florida. But this home has 5 beds, 5 baths. It's just under 5,000 square feet. And the monthly mortgage payment of this house would be $5,099 per month. It's a pretty nice looking house. And most people would just love to be able to live in a house like that and just generally be in an environment like that. Okay, so here's some of the things you could sell to pay off that mortgage month in and month out on your dream home. An electric nail trimmer. 6 reviews, below average rating, sells for $28.99. Now with bigger prices, we would normally go for a higher profit margin, say typically 50%. So that's $6,180 net take home. This isn't gross, but net. Net is what you take home and put in your pocket. A little freaking nail trimmer selling only 15 units a day, and it is paying off your mortgage on your dream home each and every month. What about this? Flameless LED candles. It has 33 reviews, sells just 18 units a day, has a best sellers ranking of 7,771, and sells for $39.99. It generates $692 on Amazon every day, which would give you $10,380 net per month. Easily paying off your dream car and your dream home now, and still leaving you with an extra $3,800 in your pocket. A stepping stool. It has only one review and it sells $2,377 per day on Amazon. That would give you $35,655 net per month in your pocket. You could pay off 2 dream homes and 2 dream cars with that one random product. Bluetooth headphones. They would give you $5,265 profit per month in your pocket. How about a portable humidifier? Sells only 18 units per day, but would still give you the same $5,265 net profit per month as the headphones in your pocket. And finally, a lumber support. It has bestsellers rank of 13,124, only 17 reviews, and yet still sells 11 units per day and brings in a daily revenue of $418, giving you a net profit of $6,270. Now, if you can do this once, just how many more times do you think you could do it? As many times as you want. Unlike any other businesses that exist out there on the internet, this is a very replicable and easily duplicatable business. Now, here's the thing to remember. Everyone underestimates just how big Amazon is. So if you say, with this new product, Jay, I want it to give me this much money per month. Therefore, I know I need to sell, say, 2 units a day or 3 units a day or 10 units a day. They come to me and they go, well, 10 units a day sounds a lot, Jay. So they go out there and they go, you know what, I'm going to try and sell those 10 units a day. And then they go, whoops, I accidentally just sold 331 units that day, just like Blake did. Blake's problem wasn't getting the units sold. It was trying to make sure he didn't run out of units to sell because they were selling that fast. Same thing happened to Ike, who was less than 24 hours into his very first Amazon experience. He went to sleep, woke up, 5 units sold. He sold units and made money while he slept. Then 7 days went by into his very first Amazon experience, and he was selling around 18 units per day. Fast forward a month, he had his first ever 1K day and was selling 71 units per day. Same thing happened to Sheila. In her first year selling on Amazon, she was selling on average 86 units per day. Fast forward a year, and she was averaging 254 units per day. Would you then agree with me that there are thousands and thousands of products that are available from more than one seller to pull incredible numbers on Amazon and profit from them without doing anything close to perfect, and that this can all be done relatively fast? So when the process comes to selecting the product, here's what you want to do. You want to pick based on the demand you desire so you can start seeing those income streams showing up in your life. You also want to utilize as much information inside of secret software intelligence and data as possible. And of course, you want to make sure the profit is there. Now, obviously, we can help you a huge amount more when it comes to selecting the right product. But before we get into any of that stuff, let's talk about where you're actually going to get the product from. You'll say, Jay, I found these great products, but if I can't source them, I can't private label them, then what's the point? What good does that do for me? And you're right, because we have to be able to source them. Then once we source them, we list them and we launch them. Let's talk about sourcing. What is sourcing exactly? Sourcing is connecting with manufacturers who specialize in creating products for the sole purpose of putting your label and branding on those products. And people sometimes ask me, Jay, if these manufacturers create the products, then why don't they just sell them on Amazon themselves? Well, for the very same reason Walmart and Costco don't create every single product they sell in their store. Certain companies specialize in creating products and other companies specialize in selling those products. But there is very, very, very few, in fact, almost no company in the world that 100% specializes in the creating, manufacturing, selling, and marketing of the products. Most people choose to do one or the other. So instead of creating a big facility or a warehouse or a lab or developing some crazy process for developing products, we just let someone else figure all that out and we just sell it to the end customer. It's a win-win situation. When it comes to sourcing, these are the two most common places where people get their product from when they start selling on Amazon. Now, there's also, from my last check, about 24 different locations where you can also source amazing products from that I personally use and I know my clients use that do not include the USA or China. So my point is, it really doesn't matter where the product comes from as long as it makes sense from a demand, a supply, and a profitability perspective, okay? But these are usually the places you're going to start looking, either the US or China. So when you feel you have found the products that are going to give you the income streams you want in your life and you're contacting these manufacturers, there's things you want to look out for. Here's the first thing that I like to look out for, and that is the low MOQ, also known as minimal order quantity. Ideally, you want to put less than $1,000 into your initial order of inventory. Listen, before anybody says anything, I've got a huge amount of money from my success in Amazon. And I could go out there right now, easily launch a new product line with $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, $500,000 without breaking a sweat. Honestly, if I wrote a $50,000 check right now for a new product line, I would even remember it tomorrow. It would have such little impact on my finances in my life. Even still, I personally don't like to start any product line for more than $1,200, $1,200. Why? It's reckless. It's not needed. In fact, it's downright dangerous. I'm all about getting rid of the risk first before we maximize the reward. Now, you can start with a lot less than $1,200. I've had a lot of clients start with $500, $200. And I know right now, there's people probably saying, oh my God, $500 or $1,200 to start my own private label. That's a lot of money. No, it's not. And I would strongly suggest you reconsider that statement if you believe it's true. Now, I know there's a ton of people out there who will say, yo man, I've got a technique where you can start with $0 and you don't need to start a private label. I am telling you right now that is stupid and it is dangerous. This right here, what I'm telling you right now is the sweet spot. Just a little bit of cash and it'll put you way ahead of all those people who were too cheap to invest in themselves. But it'll also put you in that sweet spot where you don't need to put in too much. So you can focus and be ready to do the things that are important. And the things that are important on Amazon very rarely have to do with spending any money to be successful. So I say go less than $1,200. There is 100 million products out there that you can sell and source for less than $1,200. Okay? Less than $1,200, get started. It'll put a massive advantage over anybody else who tries to get started on Amazon without spending any money on inventory. Now, here's what's important. We can always make the circumstances fit the opportunity. If you said to me, Jay, I'm willing to give you my all and I'm willing to go as hard as I can, but I can only put $320 into the first line of inventory that I order, we can make that work. Because there's so many different products out there and so many different things surrounding them. Let me give you an example. So using Alibaba.com, which is actually one of the least effective ways to source products compared to how we do it in the program, but still pretty effective. So you remember I found a stepping stool that was doing $35,000 net profit per month. Well, I found pretty much the exact same one here, and the minimal order quantity is 100 pieces. And the price is between $1 and $2.50. So your initial inventory would cost you $100 to $250. Not bad for a product that was doing on average 60 sales per day and making $2,300 profit per day on Amazon. We could get started with that watermelon slicer we found. It requires a minimum order of 100 pieces and it will cost you between 80 cents and $1.10 per piece. So between $80 and $100 to get started selling on Amazon. So really anywhere we can always find products to meet our budget. Now preferably we find products that have the best opportunity first and then we order no more than $1,200. However, if you only have, say, $150 to spare for inventory to get started, then we can make it work. Now, remember, guys, the manufacturer ships the products directly to Amazon, so we don't have to touch, see, or store the products. We simply purchase the products, then the manufacturer ships them directly to the Amazon warehouse, and Amazon take it all from there. Like I said, all you need is a computer and an internet connection. And again, we can make this work no matter what. So here's the watermelon slicer. The manufacturer says 15 days for delivery. So you can seal a deal right here, right now, on the phone, on Skype, iMessage, WhatsApp, email, or anywhere you want to do it, right? And in less than 2 weeks, you're live on Amazon and making money. Here's the baby stool, 25-day delivery. LED candles, 35-day delivery. They're just things I found very quickly. But you'll notice when you start looking that in general, it takes about, 14 days, 2 weeks. So if you take 2 days to contact and negotiate with them, then another day to get and sign the purchase order, then it takes them 2 weeks to send the products to Amazon, then you're looking at having a brand new business online in less than 17 days. Now, here's what's really cool about that. While it's going from China to the US, you can start doing some of these other methods I'm about to show you. So from the moment it arrives in Amazon and goes live, it's like turning on a switch that says, okay, you can now start making money. Now, if we need to find ways to get that done even sooner, then guess what? We can definitely find ways to get it done sooner. I'm just giving you the general time frame here. If somebody here doesn't even have 7 days to wait to change their life, then I will never be able to help them. We need to exercise the right amount of patience, not a whole lot of patience, just enough to make this whole thing worthwhile. Here's what else to look for. Profit potential. Now, I know we have mentioned it before, but it's worth repeating. So how much are you likely to put into your pocket every time a unit is sold? So there is a cost involved that a lot of people really don't know about. Now, I'm not talking, tens of thousands of dollars here. I mean, this is a little tiny fee. And that little fee there, it can be confusing if you don't streamline it and make it simple. So how much can you really predict you're going to make every time you sell one of these things? So myself and my team have helped just over 1,500 people become successful selling on Amazon. Now, that's a lot in my opinion. And Grayson, who's the head of our product research team here, used his experience in the Amazon product research game, I've taught him well, and created this cool tool for our members. Now, what's really cool about this thing, right, is that all you have to do to make this thing now work and to understand what profit is you simply just put in the price the product sells for. So if we say, okay, I'm going to sell this thing for $20, okay? And then based on the quote the manufacturer gave me or you will know the unit cost, packaging cost, shipping cost, and any other miscellaneous fees. Hell, we have even included the customs merchandise processing fee and import duties, also known as import tax, because we believe every single penny should be accounted for. We've also put in our formula on what we know the shipping cost should be for that particular item, so you never get overcharged and ripped off like a lot of the manufacturers, almost always do, try and do, to people who don't know what they're doing. So this tool will prevent that. Now, Amazon has their own FBA calculator. So all you have to do is put in what product you want to sell, and then Amazon says, okay, here's what our referral fee would be, and here's what our pick and pack fee would be, and what our handling fee would be, and so on. Then that gets automatically put into here, click calculate, and it spits out what your true profit per product would be. Quick question for you. Is this good? Is this good? If we are selling a $20 product and every time we sell one on Amazon, we get $15.02 into your pocket, which is 75.9% profit margin, is that good? It's fantastic, right? Now here's what's even more important, because we do not cash profit margins into the bank. We cash money. Now I want to know profit. So this is the other part of the calculator tool we have in the members area. I say if I sell it at $20 versus $16 versus $14 versus $12 versus $10, if I sell at $20, I will price out less units than I would at $16. But what's the sweet spot here? Well, the sweet spot is I would rather have a 72.88% profit margin but make $233.20 in profit per day than have a 75.10% profit margin and only make $210.20 profit per day. Wouldn't you? So this is just an extra cool and valuable thing we do here to get a real good idea before we ever sell the product on Amazon. We say this is what it needs to be, so as long as we can get it from the manufacturer, input it into this calculator, we will have a very good idea, actually probably a more accurate idea than anywhere or anyone else, on how much profit we can make every time we sell a unit on Amazon for that product. Now the last thing to look for, quality. And everybody gets so weird about this. Let me just set the record straight about this. You do not ever sell junk on Amazon to become successful. We have to sell quality products. We don't sell crap. We don't sell junk. We don't sell secondhand stuff because that's stupid. You won't make money from that, plain and simple, and you certainly won't be making a predictable income every single month for the foreseeable future. But quality is relative to the price. You know, we can't sell Rolex watches at Casio prices. So here's your goal: to have a slightly better quality product than the highest rated competitors' products that sell for a similar price. This is how we make quality relative to price. We say, we're going to sell it for this much, and this is also who else sells it for this much. These are who are highly rated on Amazon, so you buy 2 or 3 of their products, and then you get your sample for your product you want to source, and you compare them. It's a simple process. And there you go, there's your quality. Now, who do you go to source? You can go to Google, you go to Alibaba, or you can use a procurement service. On Google, you search just like, blank private label, blank wholesale, blank supplier, blank. Go to Alibaba as a search engine where you can just input whatever you like, i.e. watermelon slicer. It'll spit out, hundreds, sometimes even thousands of manufacturers who can private label it for you. If you have never done this before, I would highly recommend using a procurement service, okay? Pay them money, they will be worth the fee. Because while it's true you can cut your own hair, most of us still go to the hairdresser instead. So if you can do that for a haircut, then I suggest you do that when you're starting out to reduce the time and just to make it one more thing you don't really have to worry about, okay? Now, I am very selfishly suggesting you use our procurement service, which we call the FWA Butler service. We have our own people based in places like China that know the factories you can't find in Alibaba or Google or anywhere like that. All you have to do is fill out a form and we will go and do 90% of the legwork for you. And this obviously costs me a lot to run this every single month. So we charge people for the service and they happily pay us for it because it saves them time. But I don't care whether you use our service or another service or a good old-fashioned Google search or Alibaba search. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Source the product and move on. So now, when you source products, you'll need branding and design. Some suppliers can do that for you for free. I recommend you avoid that. You can also go to Fiverr.com. Now, if you're on a budget, okay, but I personally don't like it because, well, the results are inconsistent and normally quite poor quality. I would personally recommend go to Freelancer.com and either hiring a designer or doing a competition, because when you do the competition, you get hundreds of designs to choose from. I mean, I have found people on there that have worked for some of the biggest brands in the world, and we can get them for less than $150 to design a world-class package. But the point is, we have also had people who can do this for $5, and we still manage to build a multi-million-dollar business from it. We can always make the circumstances fit the opportunity. I'm just giving you some best practices. So what I'm really trying to say is that in this day and age, all this stuff, if you have the right process and the right tools and the right people backing you, it can all be streamlined like you wouldn't believe. So now we have found a product to sell on Amazon. We have sourced the product. Now, this is where we really start to win. Because when selecting and sourcing the products, okay, yes, we have secret insider tricks, tools, and formulas that we use that we can give you to give you a massive advantage over absolutely everybody else. But this is where we really separate ourselves from everybody else. This part of the process is where it can make or break your success between making thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions every single month on Amazon. The list and the launch. Let's start with the list first. Question for you. How does Amazon determine which products show up for each and every search performed on Amazon? So if I wake up one day and I say, I want to buy a new alarm clock. So I go on my phone and I type in alarm clock on my Amazon app or their site. How does Amazon determine who shows up as position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, and so on in search results? So how does Amazon determine who is in what position for every search performed by every single customer on Amazon? Here's where it starts. It starts with keywords, meaning what are the keywords on your Amazon listing that tells Amazon, hey, consider me when any customer does the following searches. That's what I mean by keywords. So the search phrases are what customers are putting in to find the products they want to buy. Keywords are what we put on the listings of our products to show Amazon we are relevant for those phrases. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to make, I want to make sure we're all very clear in this, because almost all our success initially on Amazon has come from keywords. So if you want to go from 0 to a lot quickly, then it starts with keywords. Now, in the past, I used to say there were more than 4 places where keywords were effective, okay? But in this day and age, I'm going to be brutally honest with you and say we made it even easier and drilled it down to just 2 places. Because over the years, not only has Amazon changed, but we have really gotten better over the years and really optimized the process. So now there are only 2 places I care about when doing a new Amazon product or launching a new Amazon product: the product title and the search terms. These 2 places will outweigh every other part of your listing by a dramatic amount. If we just spent our time doing the product title and search terms right, I will guarantee you can pick almost any product to sell on Amazon and you will still do well. Let me say that again. You could practically be blindly throwing darts at a wall full of products on it, and if you get the product title and search terms right, that product selection process will make you money. It will most likely buy you an Audi R8 every bloody month. Product title. When you look at an Amazon listing, it'll look like this normally, okay? And this is what we mean by product title. This has 10 unique keywords in it. There are not only unique keywords, but are very, very relevant. Truth be told, this listing here could do a lot better. It's got, it needs a little bit of work done. But I'm only trying to give you an example of what keywords in the product title look like. Now, we did a very large, expensive, and time-consuming research project on who ranks for what search terms on Amazon. We analyzed tens of millions of results, and you know what we found the most common length of the title was on some of the best-selling products on Amazon? Only 70 characters. All our titles pushed the 200 character limit. What do you think that means when the average bestseller on Amazon is having 70 characters in their title and you're having 200 in yours? Here's what it means, and I want you to write this down. You will show up in places they do not. Let me say that again. You will show up in places where customers are looking where nobody else is. What do you think happens? You then make money. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot more keywords I'd like to use if I was selling an alarm clock or any other product for that matter. So that is where search terms come into use. So when you create your Amazon listing to make them go live on Amazon, they give you this, this kind of little form you fill out in the 5th tab, right? And there's a thing called keywords. And they say, put in the words that you would like us to show you for when customers are looking and you have 1,000 character limit per field. Never use them all. Don't use them all. Do it like this. The first amount of characters in the first field and your next 1,000 characters in the second field, and leave the 3rd, 4th, and 5th blank. Because while Amazon accepts 5,000 characters for whatever reason, they actually only accept 2,000 of those characters. And if you put in all 5,000, then what happens is Amazon then randomly decides on which of those 2,000 characters they want to use. I don't like that. I don't want them choosing. That's why we do it this way. You're probably saying, but Jay, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? You're right. It doesn't make any sense. But here's what I know. This is how it works on Amazon. How do I know that? Because we play around on Amazon and go deeper into the Amazon trenches more than anyone else in this game. We live this. We breathe. This is an obsession of ours. So you can either go out there and blaze the trail, or you can have somebody like me blaze the trail for you, and all you got to do is follow behind me while I break the ground, right? So now we have 2,000 extra characters of keywords we can use in this back office area. And that's a lot of extra keywords, a lot of words, which means that's a lot of extra money to be made. And keywords equal sales. The higher you rank for keyword searches that perform and the more searches you rank for, the more money you will make, period. You rank for more search results and you rank higher for more search results, you make more money. This is a very simple business. There's not a lot to it. Here's also the reality. Even if the savviest Amazon sellers overlook the most obvious keywords, well, because they're uninformed, guess what? It means we win. Every day on Amazon, I am talking about even some of the most sophisticated sellers you have seen on the planet. They screw this up. For example, I see an overemphasis on singular keyword phrases. Let me give you a great example. So this person yesterday, when I looked at their listing, they sell really well for power bank. Okay, now when you do a search on Amazon for the phrase power bank, they show up as number 13 on the first page. Okay, this is the last time I checked. Yet, I then did the same search for portable charger, and this company didn't show up in the first 15 pages. How is it possible that they show up very high for power bank, but they show up nowhere for portable charger? I know the answer to this, a very simple answer, but the reality is this person has not made it a priority to check, care, or consider how customers find them. So they should lose. Somebody like you who does care should win. Why? Because Amazon wants to make it easy as possible for customers to find what they're looking for. The more you help them do that, the more they will gladly send you customers your way as opposed to somebody else's way. They deserve to lose and you deserve to win because you helped Amazon with what they want. You help Amazon's customers with what they want, then that's how you win. You win by helping those two other parties win, Amazon and the customer. Do not neglect keywords. It's like neglecting free money. You just need to trust the process. That's why when Melissa says just take action and take it step by step, it's because she trusted the process and is now bringing home $15,079.14 per month. Same goes with Elizabeth. She says here that she had fear that she was doing it wrong and it wouldn't work for her, but yet despite all that, she's doing $25,000 per month on Amazon. Question: are you getting excited for this opportunity yet? Because we haven't even covered the best part yet. So far, we've spoken about selecting products, sourcing them, and listing them. Now let's talk about launching them. And this right here is where the real money is made. Here's the good news. There's not just one way to do this, or two ways to do this, or even three ways to do this. There are several different proven ways you can show up on Amazon for lots of different search results in lots of different places extremely fast and make money while doing it. The first way, keywords. I do not want you to forget how important they are. Keywords are vital. So here's Justin and his wife, Anna. They only have one product and had only been up and running on Amazon for just 8 weeks. Despite that, they still managed to generate £7,500 in full price sales on Amazon. All organic, so around $10,000. What did they do? Keywords. They simply just put keywords in there. I see more and more of this occur every single day. It's not an odd occurrence. If you do the listing right, sales will come. Period. Just off keywords alone. The second way to do it is deep discounts. So when people ask me, Jay, I want to know the big secret to being really successful on Amazon. And this is the question I always ask them. I say, if you could cut a check to Amazon right now to show up on page 1 for your best search terms, how big of a check would you write? In other words, would you spend $3,000 giving away products at deep discounts if that meant next month you'd be making $30,000 per month in sales on Amazon? Then the month after that, you started making $40,000 a month. And then the month after that, $50,000. Who wouldn't trade $3,000 today for $30,000 next month? Everybody would do that if they're smart. And that's kind of what deep discounts represent. What we do is jumpstart Amazon's artificial intelligence by showing them lots of people are buying this product. Then Amazon only sees that people are buying this product. And when they see that, they want to put it in front of them even more. They want their customers to see it, because they assume they will also want to buy it. So here's an example. Lars joined our Freedom of Amazon course and program last year, and he says that he was consistently doing 20 to 25 sales per day, and then all of a sudden, boom, he was at 205 units just after lunchtime and on track for a 4K day. How did he do this? How did he sell 205 units before 2:30 p.m.? Simple. He used a combination of the deep discount model 3 weeks prior to this and our product launch tool inside the Freedom of Amazon program. So would you give away 50 to 100 units at a deep discount if it meant that you would start having consistent full price $4,000 days like Lars here? And this just doesn't happen for the odd lucky person. This works for everyone who does it properly. Like Ismail here, he started his Amazon business in October last year. He launched his product using a combination of our Freedom of Amazon course formula and a deep discount campaign where he gave away only 50 units. And as of this screenshot, he sent me he had made $26,900 in full price sales in his last 30 days. But if you're sitting there saying, Jay, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be giving away any products at any discount, then that's okay. Because deep discounts aren't the only way to be successful on Amazon. Amazon is like a safe, but unlike most safes where there's just one combination, Amazon has thousands of combinations to open that safe to profit. So Ray starts with us, and he uses another method shown in our Freedom Balance program. He hits $25,000 in full price sales in his first 3 months. He has no previous Amazon experience, no previous business experience, and simply by using the method in our program, he's making $25,000 in full price sales on a monthly basis. Ray has since went on to build a life-changing Amazon business and has actually got a very well recognized brand on Amazon. He is just killing it. Now, number 3, Amazon sponsored ads. This is scary because not only is Amazon fighting Netflix in online video space, but they're also fighting Google in the ad space. Google makes 92% of its revenue from sponsored advertising, and Amazon is now crushing into that margin because Amazon sponsored ads are so much better than Google ads. Because unlike Google, who need to make a profit from their advertising, Amazon honestly doesn't care. Amazon don't care about making money with their sponsored ads. All they care about is giving the customer more ways to find products that they want to find. Amazon will give you incredible deals on advertising if you know what you're doing. It's just insanely cheap. It's not even funny. And here's the best part. The more sales you make on sponsored ads, the more places you will also end up showing up for free on Amazon. You're probably saying, oh, wait, Jay, that doesn't make sense. If Amazon can charge you for a click, then why would they give you free clicks? Because Amazon isn't in the ad business. They're in the customer satisfaction business. That's what they do best. So they say, oh, cool, you're giving us data and people want to buy your product. We don't care that you pay for the data. We're now going to give you more people just like those people for free now, so they will also buy your product. Let me prove it to you. Derek here, who joined FW, said, thank you, sponsored ads. Insane milestone hit today, $508,227.23 in my last 30 days. All I've been doing in the last 2 years to get to this point is Amazon PPC using the same method in Module 7. He hit $500,000 in just 1 month, 30 days, from using Amazon sponsored ads properly. So here's a question for you. Isn't it time you cash in on what can only be described as the single greatest opportunity in the digital age to create your own fortune? While some of the big guys of yesteryear go bankrupt and the biggest are still struggling and closing down stores left, right, and center, and Amazon just keeps getting bigger and bigger every single year. In fact, in the USA alone, 46% own a passport, 51% attend church, 54% believe in aliens, 55% voted in the last presidential election, and 64% of American households have an Amazon Prime membership. This is how big this is. And all you got to do to make this happen is be on Amazon with us. With Amazon and us, you can start your own private label physical product business and be successful in record time. With Amazon, there are thousands of products you can sell with little to no effort and still make big bank. With Amazon, you can get these products up and profitable in record time, 30 days, even dramatically less in some cases. Best of all, you've only seen firsthand just a small portion of the people we've worked with who have achieved amazing success just starting on Amazon. People like Dane, Joseph, Meme, Sterling, Angel, Thomas, Elizabeth, Howard, Helen, who's doing over $250,000 per month on Amazon, Melissa, Derek, our superstar, doing $500,000 per month on Amazon, Troy, Chris, whose story to hitting over $1 million in his first year on Amazon is nothing short of amazing, Devin, Francisco, then you've got, of course, I interact with all my members, a lot of which follow me on social media, so I love seeing messages pop up in my inbox, like one's from Robbie, who made his first sale in less than 24 hours while he slept, Adam, Theo, our other Adam, Mike, Dave, Sammy from January, Henrik, Dominique from France. It's like Jack, Jacob, Rick. I mean, James sent me this on Snapchat, but I had to screenshot it twice. One for the message, another for the real-time photo he sent via Snapchat. Joe, Michael, Kevin, and all the others. Uday, Blake, Justin, and you get the drift. And now it's your turn. Because here's what I know about you. You're just as smart as those members are. You're just as capable as them, and God damn it, you deserve it. However, there are concerns. So let's talk about them in the very little time that we have, okay? Concern number 1. Should we share this with anyone at any price or keep it all to ourselves? Because it's so hard for some people to believe that if this thing is so good, then why would I ever let the cat out of the bag? Why would I ever even allow people to have this thing? And it's a valid concern. But here's what I know to be true. In the past, when I've shared this, it's only made my life better. I live by the principle that the more I can help you, the more I will be taking care of myself. If I want good things to happen to me, then I need to do good things in the world. And by the way, that's true in Amazon as well. You help Amazon get what they want, and they'll help you get what you want. Here's another concern. The approach I use, the tools I use, the trade secrets, insider information, the software I've developed, the resources and the community that I have at my disposal and have developed to allow these Amazon sellers to thrive is not available to everyone. It's only available to a select special few. Nor do I do this for fun or for charity. There's been a lot of work on my part and my team's part, and I expect to get paid for the value that I bring to you. And as you can imagine, when you have something this powerful, it doesn't come without a significant investment. And I have no issues with that, because if we can agree on one thing today, it's not what it cost you, it's what it can give you in exchange for your investment. Here's the reality as I know it. If I had a crystal ball that showed you your future 6 months from now, and you were $65,000 richer than you are today, and the only way to get there was to invest $10,000 with me right now, you would do it without a doubt. You would invest that $10,000 with me right here, right now, if you knew for certain that that was the case. So it ain't about the money, especially when I can literally guarantee you profits when you say yes to what I have for you today, and it's only available for a limited time. So if it ain't about the money, what is it then? It's called belief. You don't believe me. It sounds too good to be true. You think the testimonials are faked, doctored, misrepresented, spun, or otherwise manipulated. Is it belief in me, or is it something more? You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in you. You say, well, they did it, but they is not you. So you're sitting scratching your head thinking, well, can you do it? And you're worried and you're concerned, but you're excited because you can see the opportunity and the potential. But you just have this little voice in your head saying, well, you can't do that. Oh, but you're so unlucky, not in your situation. Now, that mindset is harmful, it's toxic, and it will eat you alive if you let it. Now, here's the deal. I believe you can do it, especially after you see what I'm willing to do for you to help you finally obtain freedom, financial independence. I have enough belief in you for the both of us. I will personally will you into the belief of success because I have seen the future and what it's like when you start something on Amazon with us. So you just got to hold on to me, and I'll believe enough for the both of us so you can finally and truly, for the first time in your life, experience true and utter freedom. So I'm going to ask you to do what I did almost 10 years ago that forever changed my life and purpose. I started selling on Amazon almost 10 years ago. Everything was a little rocky. I didn't have a clue on what I was doing, but to be fair, nobody really did back then. So I was just winging it. Then a year later, I made my first $40,000 on Amazon. At the time, I thought that was huge. But now, things are a little different, just like how Amazon was different and still growing 10 years ago. For example, here's one of my private label Amazon businesses in the UK, where on a daily basis, I know Amazon will generate a 5-figure day for me. You'll see on the 14th of January before 1:06 p.m., I was already at 14,000 in sales. On the 15th of January, I was at 11,000 in sales before 10:25 a.m. And on the 16th of January, I was at 22,000 in sales as of 5:24 p.m. In April last year, one of our private label Amazon businesses hit a record £890,771.08 in sales, which is over $1.2 million in US dollars in just 1 month. This is another one of Amazon businesses, but this time in the US, we had a record day that day. But just to point out, our average daily sales are normally $9,000 per day on Amazon US, not $18,824 like they were that day. This is another one of our Amazon businesses, this time in Germany, where we hit 27,000 euros in sales before 2 p.m. when I took the screenshot. And here's a fun fact for you guys. Did you know that Amazon's German marketplace is actually the second biggest Amazon marketplace in the world in terms of revenue? It goes USA in first place, Germany second, the UK in third, Japan in fourth, and then the rest of the world like Canada, Italy, France, and Spain, and so on, okay? This is the beauty of Amazon. I don't speak a word of German. Hell, I struggle to speak proper English. But it doesn't matter because when you sell on Amazon, you can sell all over the world. And Amazon will automatically translate all your listings from your native language into the marketplace's native language which you want to sell in. So I don't do anything different here. I still just set up my listings as normal in English. Then I simply enable the German marketplace and boom. My products are now just not selling in the UK and US, but they're also selling in places like Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Canada, and so on. Nothing changes. Amazon will still store, pick, pack, and ship your products and still deal with all the customer support, even in the marketplaces like Germany. In reality, every day is a great day to be on Amazon. But as a perk, you also get the chance to participate in insane bonus days like Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas, which just further add to the already lucrative reward of being an Amazon seller. As a tradition, every Black Friday, I stay up and watch my Amazon seller account. Now, I don't need to do this because everything is automated and I can just, wake up and find out the sales in the morning. But I'm like a kid at Christmas. I just stay, and I'm so excited. I just stay up all night and I just watch the sales happening. So as you can see here, in the first 47 minutes of Black Friday, we did £3,526.41 in sales. So over 3.5K in just 47 minutes of the day. Then 3 hours later, we were at 7,600 in sales. Then another 3 hours after that, we were at 11,000 in sales. So all of this, by the way, before 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Also known as making money while you sleep. But in that case, I didn't really sleep because I was too excited. Then 4 hours after that, we were at 24,500 in sales. Then as of 2 p.m., we were at 39. So pretty much almost 40,000 in sales. And finally, I went to bed as I was shattered. I'm getting too old for staying up that long. And when I woke up the next day, it said Black Friday ended for us with £78,797.71 in sales. That's around $102,000 in a single day. So when I say Amazon changed my life, I'm not kidding around. When I say Amazon has changed thousands of other people's lives, I'm not kidding around. So when I tell you today that Amazon can change your life, I am seriously not kidding around. I'm fortunate, okay? I have every single advantage you could possibly want when it comes to selling on Amazon. And I've also been blessed because time and time again, I've been responsible for helping people go from zero to major money and major success on Amazon. And having this unique asset, I say to myself, you know what? Let's do this. I have access to the best kept secrets, knowledge, tools, and models when it comes to selling on Amazon. So you know what I did? I went back through every one of my own Amazon businesses from the very beginning. Then also every single one of those Amazon businesses where I had helped average people go from 0 to 1 million and more. So why did I do this? Because I was looking for every single question, every concern, every clarification that was ever needed for the process of selling on Amazon and the Amazon profit-making process. I was also looking for every breakthrough, every advance, every innovation. I was looking for every topic, every subtopic, every element. I was looking for every bit of insight, wisdom, and knowledge, every game-changing model used, every tool, every tactic, every insider secret, absolutely everything I could find that I knew would be helpful for you to be successful on Amazon. I then took those findings and organized them, and then from those findings I made an outline, and that outline was used to create the most definitive Amazon training ever created. The best of its kind, the best in its class. There is nothing out there that could even compare to it. And the goal and purpose of this training was to pass this test. This test was, could we take absolutely anybody off the street who has zero experience in business, has had nothing really go their way in life in terms of investments and opportunities and all that, and can we put them in front of this system? They go off, they do it all on their own, and then in less than 29 days be making money like this, even though they didn't really do anything other than use this system. Could I create a system and training like this? Yes, I can, and I did. And through this, I created the most groundbreaking system and Amazon training of all time. And it's called Freedom with Amazon. or what my members like to call it, FWA for short. It houses every insight, every breakthrough, every tool, every piece of the puzzle, every secret, and every process to selling successfully on Amazon. When you sign up for Freedom of Amazon, you're going to get access to this private members-only area where you can see all the modules with all the videos, all the download files, all the guides, all the standard operating procedures that are also visual in case there's a language barrier, all the tools you can use, and so much more. When you get into Freedom of Amazon, you make the investment with just 3 installments of $989 that are spaced 30 days apart. Or you can just take care of it in just one-time payment and save money. But listen, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is you get in. Listen, I get it. This is not an insignificant investment. And yes, it might hurt when you reach in and grab that credit card and put it into the order form. I get it. This is not to be taken lightly. This is your livelihood we are talking about. This is the most important decision you will have to make when it comes to your financial success. This is a tough one. This isn't lost on me. This is a significant investment because this is the most significant opportunity you're ever going to come across. But my advice, do it. Because once you invest with the best, you're one step away from removing the words, "I can't afford it," from your vocabulary forever. Whatever you have to do to get the money in place to do this, do it. Because once you do, I can legally guarantee you will profit. So here's what you're going to do now. You're going to go to the URL that's on your screen now that says www.freedomwithamazon.com, or click the button on the page wherever it is so you can sign up for the Freedom of Amazon program right now. And when you sign up by going to this URL or clicking the button on your browser for a limited time only, I'm also going to make available to you all of the following bonuses for free as long as you act fast enough and sign up on that URL before it expires. Bonus number 1, access to my own private Amazon software suite that's cost me well over $1 million to build. I have never allowed anyone other than myself to access this software because not only has it been my competitive advantage over everyone else out there for years, but because it's an absolute goldmine. It has changed the Amazon FBA game as we know it. This is the same software you saw earlier in this training. So I've decided to further show my commitment to your success on Amazon and to help fast track it even more. I'm going to give everyone who signs up for Freedom of Amazon today access to this very software. Bonus number 2, my Amazon copywriting and listing guide. I have sat down, I have wrote down every single trick, technique, secret, every single method I know to create the best Amazon listing that you could ever see. Now, I come from experience. I have single-handedly consulted with thousands of different Amazon sellers where I've looked at their listings and helped them optimize it. At this point in time, I reckon I've been responsible for around $22 million worth of Amazon sales just from listing improvements based off of these insights. And now they're yours. I'm going to show you everything I know about optimizing an Amazon listing from a keyword perspective and a conversion perspective. This is why people like Sam and his wife are now earning a consistent 5 figures per day on Amazon. Sam started selling on Amazon in 2017 using the Freedom of Amazon program. And he posted in the members-only Facebook group that he felt he was doing something wrong because his product had been live for 14 days and he'd only made up $817. So I called Sam up after seeing his post, went over the listing with him and his wife, and I made them change just a few things that would help increase his conversions because they were certainly getting the traffic. And as you can see, it worked. And they hit a $6,800 day. Fast forward to December 2018, where they're now hitting on average $300,000 per month. He's not even been on Amazon for a full 2 years yet. He's doing $300,000 a month. Bonus number 3 is access to my license to print money with sponsored ads system. Like we talked about earlier in this webinar, Amazon sponsored ads are a key component when it comes to ranking your product on Amazon and making even more sales. And being in the Amazon game for quite some time now, I have developed a system for Amazon sponsored ads that nobody other than the top 1% of Amazon sellers I know are using. This system will make you more money than 99% of other Amazon sellers and literally turn you into an Amazon sponsored ads ninja. Imagine getting your first product live on Amazon, and from the moment it goes live, you have access to the exact same secret system that only the top 1% of Amazon sellers use that will start 10xing your new product sales right away. So by signing up today, before the URL below expires, you'll get access to this system. Bonus number 4 is access to something very special that will help further increase, if not guarantee, your success in Amazon. It is our secret product launching tool we use to launch any product to number 1 on Amazon. So when you go right now and sign up at the URL below, before it expires, you'll also get access to this tool. Bonus number 5, the FWA Butler service. If you have never sourced products before, no problem. Our personal service will help you find and communicate with suppliers, negotiate prices on your behalf, help you place orders, get them shipped to Amazon, and pretty much everything else in between. So for the first 10 weeks, when you sign up now, you'll get to use our FWA Butler service free of charge. Guys, this is an exclusive company that I work with and all my clients have used to have sourced thousands of products with this service. So it's fair to say they have got the product sourcing game perfected. These are real people, guys, who I'm paying for out of my own pocket, who have put real time and effort into doing all of this. So it's pretty damn expensive for me to make this available to you right now as a bonus. But here's the thing. If you're willing to make a significant investment in yourself, then it's only fair I make a significant investment in you as well. So for 10 weeks, you're going to get your own personal sourcing butler to help you source your product for Amazon absolutely free. Now, you don't have to use this bonus, but if you want to get there even faster and have the best of the best source and organize your product, then I would use it. To use it, all you have to do is when you're inside the Freedom of Amazon members area, which you'll see when you sign up today, there's a section under tools called the FWA Butler service. All you need to do is simply click and then fill out the simple form of your sourcing request, and we'll take it from there and get your product ready, live, and selling on Amazon. So let's do a quick recap on the bonuses I'm giving you when you sign up for Freedom of Amazon today. Bonus 1 is my Amazon software suite. Bonus 2 is my Amazon copywriting and listing guide. Bonus 3 is access to my license to print money with sponsored ad system that only 1% of Amazon sellers know about. Bonus 4 is my secret tool that will launch any product to number 1 on Amazon. Bonus 5 is 10 weeks free use of our FWA Butler service. Bonus 6 is membership to my Amazon Insider Coaching Club, which is $6,000 a year, guys, just to join. And it's dependent on spots being available as well. But for you today, it's free. My Amazon Insider Coaching Club is an exclusive mastermind group comprising of people who are serious about building and growing their Amazon business to whole new levels. I'm talking at least 8 figures a year, guys. We meet via a live training webinar once per month, and I teach my current tactics, tricks, and methods on an ongoing real-time basis to help you take your Amazon business to immense levels of success. Each training every month is pretty much, here's what I'm doing right now this month to kill it on Amazon type of thing. And then you get to look over my shoulder each and every single month and simply just copy my successes and implement them within your own Amazon business through the coaching. And of course, if you can't make the live trainings, that's okay, because every session is recorded, then put in the vault so you can watch them whenever, wherever, and as many times as you want. Bonus number 7 is $1,000 worth of Instagram adverts to an audience of over 3.8 million people. So what that means is once you've joined Freedom of Amazon, went through it, built your new Amazon business, we will then give you $1,000 of free advertisement for your new Amazon product on Instagram to further help spike your Amazon sales, increase your BSR, and gain verified 5-star product reviews. Listen, you now have access to secrets, software, and resources that have turned regular people into millionaires, sometimes in less than a year. They are trade secrets. They are high proprietary insider information that only we know about, and those inside of the Freedom with Amazon members area and the secret Facebook group know about. We have to protect that information, so that way it's special just to us. So unless you're committed and serious about your success and about taking action, then don't sign up. However, if you are committed, I know you'll be successful and quickly, as long as you do the following. Go through the Freedom of Amazon training and take action. Participate in the Freedom of Amazon Facebook group with the other members. Use the additional resources, tools, and bonuses I'm providing you with, and that is it. And if you do all of this and you aren't successful, then I will give you 100% of your money back. Here's the thing. I strongly believe that Freedom with Amazon will be life-changing, increase your income, your wealth, your freedom, and your happiness, just like it has countless other people around the world, like you've seen today, that I am willing to give you a 100% Amazon success guarantee to really prove I am absolutely certain you'll get results from this program. This means after following the program and you haven't built an Amazon business and you're taking action and doing what the program tells you to do, then we will issue a full 100% refund on the entire program. So when you get your login details to access this incredibly unique program and all the bonuses minutes from now, click on Module 1 and get started. Watch it, absorb it, implement it, do what I'm telling you to do and copy my screen. And if you don't build an Amazon business from doing just that, then just hit us up for a quick call for a refund. Guys, I am giving you literally everything you need here to build a successful Amazon business online, from home, from scratch. I'm even taking 100% of the risk away from you. If you want the full details of the guarantee, just go to the same URL, www.freedomofamazon.com, and on the bottom of the screen, you will see the details there. So you're going to want to do this right now. Go to www.freedomofamazon.com or click the button on the screen and give a quick read of everything you're getting today. Then, all you have to do is click the button that says Get Freedom of Amazon, and it'll take you to the sign up page so you can grab your spot on Freedom of Amazon and claim all these free additional bonuses. Of course, if you're an action taker and you can't wait to get started on your Amazon journey, then just go right ahead and click that Get Freedom of Amazon button and grab your spot on Freedom of Amazon and claim all these free additional bonuses. Now, when you click the Get Freedom of Amazon button, you will then come to this page here, which is a secure registration page. You will notice at the bottom right of this page, we have a live chat support. So if you have anything you want to speak to us about, any questions, any issues, or even any technical issues, then just type them in here and my support team will be there to answer them and help you out. So all you have to do here is simply fill out this registration form with your name, email, and preferred method of payment. For any of those who prefer to pay with PayPal, we also accept that. So just simply select the PayPal option. Then once you've signed up, you're going to want to check your email for your membership information. And you'll see an email from me that will have the subject Freedom with Amazon. Welcome, here's how the program works. And inside it, it will explain everything. It will also contain your login URL and email. And of course, the password you created will not be shown in the email for security reasons. Then all you have to do is click login and that's it. You now have access to the Freedom of Amazon program and all the bonuses. And you're now on your way to building your very own wildly profitable Amazon business. Now guys, remember, you get lifetime access to this program. So you can use this program whenever or wherever you want for an unlimited amount of times. So you can start the program right away or later, or even start a bit now and do a bit later. It's entirely up to you. So if you're in a position where you want to do it, but you don't know when you can start it, then don't worry. Because once you sign up, it's there forever. It's not going anywhere. It's yours. So if you don't want to miss out on this opportunity, this offer, and all these special bonuses that you get when you sign up today and today only, then sign up now, and then you can log in and use it whenever you want later. Just don't miss the opportunity, because when the doors close to this program, they close for good. And so do all these game-changing, if not life-changing, bonuses that I'm giving you today. Once you're in the program, all I can say is get ready to change your life. Guys, these are real live people who have had their life changed with the Freedom of Amazon program. And what I really recommend you do, if you're still hesitant about taking that step to changing your life, is go to this page here, www.kachingreviews.com, and just listen to what these members have to say. It's so inspiring, it's beautiful, it gives me goosebumps every time I watch them, because it just reminds you of how many lives have been impacted from going through this Freedom of Amazon program. I really hope you join us, and I can guarantee you that the statement there, get ready to change your life, is so true. Because this program is absolutely incredible. It is unlike anything you've ever seen out there before. Right, guys, that's it for me. Now, I noticed there's still a ton of people in this webinar, which is awesome, and there's also been good questions asked throughout it. So what I'll do now, before I go, is a quick Q&A and answer some of those questions now. And the ones I don't get around to answering, since there's so many, you can always ask my team on the live chat on the sign-up page, and they will get answered there. If you're going to join Freedom of Amazon, I will see you inside the members area. You can ask me them directly. Oh, and guys, there's one more bonus I forgot to tell you about. The extra bonus is a direct one-on-one mentorship call with me personally. So I will help you personally get you up and running on Amazon, and you can ask me anything you want. This bonus, though, is only available to the people who sign up for Freedom of Amazon right now before this webinar finishes. Now, to get that extra bonus, I need you to type in where the chat or question window is and say, I got FWA. And that's very important you do that because we are only giving that extra bonus to people who are on this webinar right now. We are not going to do it after or for anyone else. So for everyone getting ready to sign up, they go ahead, sign up, and then type in here before the webinar finishes, I got FWA to qualify for those bonuses, and then send a copy of your receipt to support@kachingeffect.com. So there's even more value and bonuses, guys, on top of everything else. I am literally giving you everything you need to succeed on Amazon. Okay, so question time. And remember, guys, you can sign up before this webinar finishes using the URL below, www.freedomofamazon.com, or clicking the button wherever it is on the screen. Okay, give me a second and let me pull up the questions and have a quick skim through them and also have a drink of water because my throat is so dry, and I'll answer them now. Like I said, the ones I don't get around to answering, since there's so many, you can always ask my team in the live chat on the sign up page and they'll get answered there. Or if you join Freedom of Amazon, or when you join Freedom of Amazon, you can ask me directly in the members area. Right, here's a question from Joel. He says, Jay, I don't live in the USA. Can I do this? Great question. The answer is absolutely. Like I said earlier, you can do this from anywhere in the world. We've helped people from over 90 different countries do this business, including Germany, France, India, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, China, Sweden, Russia, Singapore, and so many more. So it really doesn't matter where you live. You can still sell on Amazon. I spend most of my time in Scotland, Spain, and California, and it hasn't stopped me selling places like Germany and France and Italy and Canada. In fact, give me a second, because I know one of our members, Ismail, who I actually showed you guys like a screenshot of one of his sales in the webinar earlier. He actually emailed my team a video about his experience with Freedom of Amazon. And it not only blew my mind, but I just think it's a great example for, for everyone out there who tries to make that excuse of either money, skill, ability, or where they come from, when you have people like Ismail here from Kenya making shit happen. 2 seconds, guys. Let me find it. Got it. Right. I'm going to play this for you guys. Give me a sec.
Hi, my name is Ismail, and I'm from Kenya, and I'm here to do a video review of Jay's program, Freedom with Amazon. All I can say, this program really did change my life. And Jay, thanks to you, man, now I'm at least making $9,000 to $10,000 just for one product. And you know what the funny thing is, I just graduated from university, and I'm making more money from the people that work from 8 to 5 every day. Now you can just see how really beneficial this program is. All I can say is thanks a lot again, Jay. Cheers.
How amazing is that? Anyway, I trust that answers your question, Joe. Okay, guys, we are running a bit over now. I'm only going to take a couple more questions, then I need to call it a day. Let's see. Okay, Kelly asked, what if this doesn't work for me? Kelly, truth be told, there is absolutely no reason why this won't work for you, especially if you follow what's taught in the Freedom of Amazon program. Then it's very hard to fail. To fail, you'd have to do something that is the total opposite of what I'm teaching you in the Freedom of Amazon program. However, if somehow that did happen, which is highly unlikely, then that's where our risk-free Amazon success guarantee comes in. If you don't build your own Amazon business after following the program, we will give you 100% of your money back. Therefore, there is zero risk to you and everything to gain from trying it out. You have nothing to lose. And if someone made this offer when I was first starting out, where they'd be willing to guarantee my success, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. Okay, guys, last question. Nathan asked, how much time is involved in building a successful Amazon business? Well, like anything, the more time you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it, right? However, building an Amazon business doesn't require as much time as you think. The reality is almost everyone that joins the Freedom of Amazon program already has a full-time job, a business, or something they do to pay their bills. Everyone is just as busy as you are and are all still starting their Amazon business part-time. Remember Paul, who we spoke about earlier? He was from Australia and had a full-time job. He could only spend a couple hours a week in his Amazon business in the background and still managed to do $11,000 per month in sales. So here's what I'd say. I'd say if you're willing to spend a couple of hours per week in your evenings or weekends, you can still easily build a successful Amazon business. I can say this because I've seen it time and time again, and my members are all living proof of that. Of course, the more time you spend, the faster you'll get there, but don't let time hold you back. You get lifetime access to Freedom of Amazon when you get in, and you can move at your own pace that you're most comfortable with. Plus, when you're making a passive income, you'll have plenty of time available to you in your life. Trust me, the whole goal of this business is to give you more time and freedom so you can start living life in your terms and have the power to do what you want when you want. Right, guys, that's it. That's the end of the training. That's the end of the webinar. Thank you, Jason, and thank you everyone on here who attended. The fact you guys spent this amount of time on this webinar means the world to me. And if you do decide to join Freedom of Amazon, I don't take that lightly. I take it very seriously, and I will be there for you in the members area answering questions throughout your journey. I will be there throughout the whole program. I will be walking you through step by step through absolutely everything and leaving no stone unturned or question unanswered until you have reached success. I couldn't be more excited about getting more and more people into my Freedom of Amazon program and changing their lives and letting them experience the same life-changing moment I experienced almost 10 years ago, and all my members have as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all later.